Hello everyone, today is exciting. We are taking the mast down and tomorrow morning we're going to move the boat to my home. Finally, it took us 3 weeks to do that. Last week we took everything apart on the deck to actually get this thing road worthy. And tomorrow is going to be the day we're going to take it out of the yard where it's at and bring it here. Pretty exciting, eh? Stay tuned. And if you didn't see the episode where I'm taking everything off the deck, it's last week's episode. I'm going to put a link somewhere in the screen. Not sure where, but it's going to happen. Thank you.
Because I didn't trust the line that were put there temporarily on the mast to hold it up, I decided to rent a lifting platform to take the mast down. The actual lifting platform has a weight capacity of 500 pounds, which was plenty to actually bring down the mast. The platform had two controls, one in the basket and the other one at the base of it. We used the one that was at the base because it was easier for us and gave us more lifting power. We installed two straps around the mast and attached them to the basket, lifted up the basket all the way up to the spreaders to hold the weight of the mast up. What's pretty neat about that lifting platform is you can actually tow it behind a truck. So you don't have to actually get it moved by the renting company, and by doing so you're actually saving money. We installed one crutch in the boat and the other one in the back on the ground to hold it up. Once I felt comfortable that the weights were all on the platform, I used the ladder and went around the actual boat to loosen all my side stay and shroud steel cable. Once everything was loose and the forestay cable was actually unhooked, we used the lifting platform to lower slowly the mast down all the way down to the crotch. My mast is equipped with an hinged system, so I don't have to worry about the mast unhooking or anything like that. We actually built a second crotch to hold it up all the way to the hand, and we unhooked the hinge pin and used the lifting platform to hold the weight up all the way to the ground. Thank you to Frank, my best friend, and Martin, my brother-in-law, to come and help me out during this process. If they were not there, I think I would not have been able to do it by myself. The next morning, I came early. This was the moving day, and by being early, it gave me some time to remove the steel cable out of the mast for transport. By removing everything like that, it gave me a good inspection on my steel cables and made me realize that the rigging was more than overdue for replacement. Also, I'd like to point out that I will most likely go with a soft rigging, and I will take you guys along the process of actually learning how to do it. If you guys are interested in learning how to do that, then subscribe to my channel. It's gonna come up probably next year. Eventually, my mover came up. I used a company called Towing Boats. They have pretty good rates, and they're quite reliable. And he did not try to make this a longer process than needed to. Actually, help me out and try to make this as fast as possible for me. to be as cost efficient as possible. Originally, we were under the impression I would have to actually remove the wheels out of the crib to be able to get this thing on the road because of the size of the boat. But after measurement at the end, once it was loaded, we noticed that we were not gonna need to actually do that, which was great for when we actually unloaded the boat. I'd like to point out that if the boat would have been even a little bit bigger, I would have not been able to move it here to my home. This was up to the maximum, almost size-wise and width-wise, to be on the road. At one point, we thought the boat had moved on the cradle, but we stopped on the side of the road, checked it, everything was fine. It was pretty awesome to see a boat going around on an highway like this. Everybody was slowing down and looking at us with a boat on the road. Once we reached home, we untied the straps, removed the mast from under the cradle, and used a 10,000-pound winch tied to a tree to try to pull the boat off the trailer. Unfortunately, the actual boat won and the tree got loose. The actual tree almost fell on the boat, so we removed the winch and we reset, but by tying to 3 trees. And also I lifted the cradle up and I had 2 pieces of Teflon underneath the cradle, and when we used that, the winch actually won and pulled the tree off the trailers, as you can see. We pulled it a little further back, and that's where she still stands. The cradle has 4 legs installed on it, so I only have to lift the cradle up, bring the legs down, and use a bolt to hold it in position. And while I was at it, I decided to actually level the cradle down because I know it's going to stay in that position for a while. I would love to modify the cradle to be able to actually run it on the road without having to use a company or anything like that. So eventually this modification is going to get done on this channel. So if you guys are interested to learn how to do that and want to join me in the process, please subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed this video, give me the thumbs up, give me some comments. What we need for the comment is I'm looking for a boat name. Give me some suggestion. Thank you, enjoy.